Okay, so this is like the 10th time I'm making this video. So on this video, I haven't been able to get installs recorded just because I've been running around doing all kinds of stuff, like mainly just driving. That'll be kind of boring just to watch me drive everywhere. So I want to make this video about all the mistakes I made on the first year on my own. Because you look at other companies and you see they're already big. You don't really know how the owners got that big. I don't even know how they got that big, but I'm trying to find out. And so here's my kind of journey through it. I wanted to go off on my own. Like I said, I was working for a company Monday through Friday. Saturday and Sunday I was either doing my own thing or I was helping out friends of mine. And then I knew this guy who has had his own company, not an air conditioning company, but he's had or has started other companies. So he was just kind of telling me like, well, if you're working this much now, why don't you just go off on your own? And I was telling him how I was passing up a lot of clients because I couldn't do it. I was just working on the weekends. And Monday through Friday, I was working for a company. So a lot of people that called me, I just couldn't do their job. And so he kind of, motivated me. I'm not going to take that from him to go off on my own. And he wanted to do like a, business partner thing. So like, he'll help me grow. Which, I hopped on. He hopped on, and the downfall with that, I'll just go into that right away, is this guy, he has opened other businesses and he's got them up and going, but they were construction based. So me and him kind of had we kind of bumped heads a lot on how the business should grow. He wanted to grow overnight. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with growing overnight. If you could grow overnight, even better for you. But we were on the first year by ourselves, and you gotta remember, we didn't have any money. So we just kind of, I didn't have any money. So it's not like I quit and started advertising, because I was just winging it. And then, so, he wanted to grow overnight. He was an older guy. He was like, oh, work, there's a lot of work. But I know, because I'm in the trade, and I've been in the trade for the last 14 years, that it's hard to find good people. because he would always say like, yeah, there's a lot of work out there, a lot of work. Oh, don't worry about the people. As far as workers, they're like, we could find workers. There's workers everywhere. But I've been in the trade and I've worked for other companies, and I've seen people come and go. So at least for an air conditioning installer tech, it's really hard to find good guys. And the good guys that there are, they already have jobs, and that the company that they work for take care of their guys because they don't want to lose them. And I was always tell, my partner that, we're gonna grow. It just takes time. It takes time, and we are gonna grow. But he was stubborn. He's all like, oh yeah, no, we're gonna grow fast. Let's start getting into like, big old construction companies that could do like, like the new construction companies where you go in and they're building like 100 condos or apartments. And in my eyes, I was like, well, how are we going to do that much work when I was still working and we only had one other guy at the time? But like I said, he was just like, oh, no, don't worry about it. We'll find people. That's not a problem. So long story short, we really bumped heads on that. I know that I'm gonna grow, and the way I see it, we take care of the people that we have now as far as our clients, and the word will spread. It'll be either through recommendations, word of mouth type of thing. So me and him kind of broke it off about, I want to say about a year into it. So what I'm saying to you guys is basically, if you guys are going to start on your own, I mean, go in on your own. Like, it was better for me to start off with someone because it was kind of like a safety net for me. Like, I kind of figured, like, I know the work. So if for some reason I know that there is no work, I knew this guy was out there hustling, trying to find us more work. But he had no idea on the trades, on our trade. He had no idea. So, that was a mistake on my behalf, going off on my own. And I think the biggest problem was the guy didn't know the trade. I would want to say that was the biggest downfall, because he had opened up other businesses that was more stores, and with stores you just have to buy whatever you're selling and then advertise your store, and people would come buy the stuff, and that's it. And in our trade, you actually need somebody that knows what they're doing. So that was one of my mistakes. Another one was I didn't write everything down. You know, it was naive of me thinking that, oh, people, you know, are going to do the right thing. They're not crooks. And very, very naive of me, because that's how I got screwed at about 60 grand, because I met a contractor, and they would do like FedEx's, T-Mobile's, Sprint's. Whenever they wanted to remodel something, I guess they would hire that company, and that company would do like the remodel, plumbing, electrical, drywall, HVAC, everything. So he's all like, yeah, we're building a store here. We need some ductwork done. I'm like, all right. I went, I did their first job. Long story short, I ended up doing a couple jobs with them. And what the strange part was, that let's just say that I bid them at like $14,000. They told me, like, because before I do any job, of course I collect a deposit. But they told me, like, you know, we don't give deposits. We're a bigger company, and this is the way we do business, and when we get paid, you guys will get paid. And I didn't know any better. I was just excited because there was work. So that's the way I did it. All the jobs I did with them, I never got a down payment from them. And I would just go do the work. And then the weird thing is, which I should have caught, but I didn't. At the end, when it was time, after we did the job, I'd have to wait about a month, and then they'd supposedly get paid. And so I'd request my money, and let's say I bid the job at $14,000, they would give me $3,000. And then 2 weeks later, another $2,000. And then a month later, another $3,000. Until they got to the 14. And that should have opened my eyes. But like I said before, I was really excited about the work, and that there was work, because I even went all the way. I'm based out of LA. I went all the way to San Francisco to do work for them, and that was all money that I paid for, all the gas to get out there, for the hotel, for my guys, everything. And you know, they paid me on a couple jobs. On a couple jobs, they didn't pay me. And basically, like at the end, they ended up owing me about $60,000. And I tried getting the money, tried talking to the owner. He ended up just like not replying to me. So I went out and got a lawyer to see what can be done about this. And a lot of lawyers, they basically said the same thing. It's not 100% you'll win, but there's no denying that you did the work. And I didn't have any contract signed. The only thing I would do is I would email them basically the scope of work, and of course the payment, the total on how much I was going to charge them. But I never got anything signed back. I would always get a call and be like, all right, we're going to go. We're going to start on this date. So that was a huge mistake on my end. And that was like a tally of 60,000 that I didn't get paid by these guys. But I know I've lost even more than that, because even sometimes when I would go talk to contractors, I wouldn't write what we talked about down. So a lot of contractors are like, we would talk about something, and then when it comes down time, like when we're on finish, they were like, hey, didn't you say you were going to do this? You said you were going to do this. And at that point, it's my word against theirs, and I'm trying to get paid. So I end up doing what they said for free. So that's more money lost. So yeah, I want to say that my first year, having the partner kind of didn't work. And there was money lost on my end because of that. Not writing contracts. That, I lost a lot of money there. So I tell everybody that's going to go on their own, like, to write everything down and really know how to play with your money. Because especially like me, that I went in with nothing. I don't got a loan. I didn't get a loan. You're busy 1 week, then the next 2 weeks you may be slow. So you got to know if in 1 week you made 10 grand, yeah, it sounds nice, but you got bills you have to pay, insurances. You can't just go and spend it, because then you got the next week you got to worry about. So you really have to know how to manage your money. Yeah, and that's it. So basically that was my mistakes, and I'm sure I made more. I just can't think of them. Oh, and another thing that partner wanted to do was he wanted to spend before we got it. So he wanted to buy a truck, wrap the truck, buy all the tools. And in my head, I'm thinking like, we're probably going to use that tool one time. And I always would tell him, like, why are we spending all the money? Let's save it. And then, once we have enough money, we'll buy whatever we need. But I don't know if he just kind of wanted to show off, like, yeah, I got my construction business, but I don't know. But anyway, those are my the biggest mistakes. that I could think of right now on the first year on my own. But yeah, if you have any questions about anything, feel free to ask. I'll answer them as honest as I can be. All right, see you on the next one.